But the movie is not that smart, unfortunately. Like, we're not getting a callback to one of the most iconic demons. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Hi, my name is Alyssa, and I like to watch movies. And today we are talking about The Conjuring: Last Rites. I have been well acquainted with the subgenre of possession movies. Not only did I watch a lot of these movies growing up with my dad, yes, I did watch a lot of these movies at way too young of an age. Was I lightly traumatized? Yes. It's something about an invisible ghost who can just pop up whenever it feels like to scare the living bejesus out of you really just like captured my attention. Also, something that could take over your body and make you do things against your will. Terrifying. Just ask my sleep paralysis demon how I feel about it. But what also captured my attention with this subgenre is like, I'm someone who grew up in the Bible Belt. I'm from Missouri. People really do believe in spirits, but like, I do not believe in it to the extent of the buffoonery that we get in the Conjuring movies. I don't know what James Bond was doing in the Conjuring 2, but I sat down and I said, yes, give me a random musical number in the middle of this movie because Patrick Wilson does have the voice. I don't know what to tell you girls, he has the pipes.
God, that's good.
I have also learned a lot more about the Warrens as I've gotten older, and my God, the controversial figures that they are. But this is the final adventure of our Conjuring heroes, i.e. Ed and Lorraine. And that is because they died. The demons finally got their asses. No, the Warrens didn't die, but it is just the end of phase 1 of the Conjuring universe. What exactly does that mean? I am so glad you asked. No, because really, what does it mean? Like, I have scoured the internet for what phase 1 of the Conjuring universe means, and there's nothing out there. Like, I don't even think they have a plan. I think they're really just like talking to the trades, and they're like, well, if the MCU can do it, the CU can do it, baby. We got legs. And despite the CU's latest entries being lukewarm, to say the best, I fear that he cannot emulate the magic that James Wan just has. But did he make improvements compared to The Devil Made Me Do It? Yes. Oh my God, I can't stand that movie. That movie, it's one of my layers of purgatory. Like, it's probably like my 5th layer of purgatory, I tell ya. But The Conjuring: The Last Rites has a lot to balance. It's the end of an era, girls. This is the Avengers Endgame of the CU. We gotta bring back characters. We gotta make scares bigger and better and scarier. We have to end the love story between Ed and Lorraine and see who's gonna take over their Poltergeist franchise. Like, that's a lot to do, girls. But does The Conjuring: Last Rites give our heroes the ending that they deserve? Well, let's find out. You know the ending that we do deserve? One where we can actually watch the movies that we want to watch. While we do talk about a lot of new releases on this channel, you and I both like to watch an old movie every so often. But not every movie that we want to watch is available on streaming. And this has happened to you. I know it has. If it's happened to me, it's happened to you. Want to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? Too bad, girly pop, it's unavailable to stream in the US. Luckily, that's where you can use a VPN for streaming. With NordVPN, you can mask your IP address that says you're in the US and connect to a server in another country where you can actually watch Kirsten Dunst and Mark Ruffalo have an underwear dance party. Not only can you contemplate your reality while watching your favorite movie on your favorite streaming platform, but you can do so knowing you're safe from online threats, censorship, and surveillance. That's right, no demon can watch you cry as Joel tries to hold on to his memories of Clementine. And the best part is that you can share your experience with other people because NordVPN is made for sharing. That's right, you can watch with your friends, your family, and that one person who has not seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So you can start watching with one of the best VPNs of 2025 today by clicking the link in my description. Not only will you get an exclusive deal, but you'll get an extra 4 months. And that's called a good deal. So you can start using a VPN for streaming for longer without interruptions. 2 + 2 = 4. So thanks again to NordVPN, and back to your regularly scheduled recap. Also, I listened to my friend's advice and I got myself a bloody red for this movie, and it's just like, I think it's so perfect. Let's see. Yeah. We open the movie in 1964. Ed and Lorraine are investigating a paranormal situation at an antique shop. Oh, baby's first case. The case involves a haunting and a death at the hands of one's own self, all seemingly caused by a mirror. spooky. With her trusty rosary wrapped around her beautiful little hand, a pregnant Lorraine reaches out and touches the mirror, causing it to crack. This crack sends her into one of her iconic visions where she sees the mirror demon and her unborn child, and she's like, this is a lot. So what if I went into labor? After speeding like a maniac through the rain, Ed, slow down, you're going too fast. They make it to the hospital and things are going south quickly. The lights go out. Lorraine is bleeding out. And to make matters worse, she is seeing a demon while she is giving birth in the dark. Worst case scenario. And while the real life Lorraine did have some complications with her birth, the movie decides that Lorraine is gonna give birth to her daughter Judy, who is a stillborn. Yeah, we're like 5 minutes into this movie and I'm already having some questions. Now, here's some like true honesty with you. Believe it or not, I do not have a child. But I assume that this scene would be traumatizing to watch. And I don't always love it when horror movies do this like weird body horror thing that is uniquely designed for people who can physically give birth. And add that to the fact that like Lorraine brings the baby back to life through prayer, really just kind of gives me this like bad feeling. Essentially, it's reinforcing this very like American patriarchal idea of the good mother. Only good mothers can bring their babies back from the dead. It's essentially like a really bad Chick-fil-A ad for like motherhood or childbirth. And but this opening does set up the big theme of this movie, which is family. Family, family, family. Flash forward, we're in 1986. This is the time of Tiger Beat, Ronald Reagan, and Ghostbusters. And if you forget that this is the year that Ghostbusters comes out, do not worry, girly pops, because we will get multiple references to the movie throughout this movie. What have the Warrens been up to? I am so glad you asked. They are still giving lectures to colleges around the United States, but guys, no one's showing up. Their fame has dimmed. Annabelle isn't getting the respect that she deserves. And it's all because the Warrens have stopped taking on cases. Why? If you watch The Devil Made Me Do It, you understand. Essentially, Ed just has a bad heart. And one more heart attack, that man will die. And that is called Chekhov's bad heart. Stay tuned. But Lorraine, she's a happy girl, and like that's all we want for her. We just want her to be thriving in her later years. But she is concerned about her daughter Judy, who is now grown, gorgeous, and is seeing demons while she's trying to order her lasagna. And she is panicking. She's having a micro panic attack. She just wants to enjoy her lasagna. And so does Ed. Oh, Ed, this poor guy, he can't get anything he wants. No lasagna, no new cases, no bitches. Not even a little demon trinket that he could put in his haunted occult museum. At least Ed gets to enjoy his birthday with his friends, his family, and who the hell is this? This is Tony Spira, who is dating Judy. What you need to know about Tony is that he was a former cop who quit the force after he got a misfired shotgun to the face. Instead of going to therapy, Tony was like, what if I went out and got a wife? Cue a really awkward scene where Tony has to ask Ed and Lorraine for their permission to marry Judy. Tony fumbles this so hard, and Judy ends up seeing the ring, and she's like, what is that? What is that? Folks, we're gonna have a wedding. Can we also just take a moment to just appreciate Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga? They are doing so little in this movie, and yet their chemistry is through the roof. Like, I think they're the sole reason I keep coming back to these movies time and time again, because my God, I don't think they ever kiss in these movies. The same cannot be said for Judy and Tony. Oh my God, they are giving me Wonder Bread. They have to basically make out with each other for the audience to realize that they're in love. And while Judy is gorgeous, rocking the most 80s outfits I have ever seen in a movie, I can't tell you why she likes Tony. I could tell you why Tony likes Judy. He's like, she's quirky, she's weird, she's special. There's something about her that really is just it. But she looks at Tony and she's like, who is this walking Coors Light? And don't say that he makes her feel safe, because any moment this girl is alone by herself, she is being haunted by a demon, i.e. Annabelle. Annabelle will not leave her alone. Neither will the mirror demon, who literally shows up when she is trying on a really unfortunate looking wedding dress. Guys, when this dress popped up on screen, everybody in my theater audibly gasped in horror. But let's focus on the real terror of this movie. the mirror demon. The mirror demon is particularly fixated on getting Judy, and I am not clear as to why. I can assume, so let's assume. Let's make an ass out of you and me. I believe because it claimed Judy's soul when she was like an unborn child, that demon was like, hey, I had that soul. I would like it back, please. Give me back my soul, please. And so it's going to these extreme lengths to get Judy's soul back because that's what demons be doing, I guess. And guys, if we have not all gone to extreme lengths to get somebody's attention, like, have we lived? I mean, guys, we've all been there. I mean, we've all haunted a family of 8, a state away, had a priest come into the house, haunt him, make him unalive himself, very much in the same way the nurse in The Omen did, and then just hope that the person we like uses their untapped psychic powers to recognize how that person unalived themselves, and then go to the family of 8 to help solve the problems that are going on, just so we can get closer to them. Just the girly things.
It's all for you!
Thanks to some cryptic clues like a blood-filled sink, a shadowy demon walking behind us, and Lorraine's famous locket, Lorraine is like, Judy's in trouble, let's go. As soon as her and Ed open the front door, Tony is there like, guys, Judy's missing, donde está? Tony, Ed, and Lorraine put all the facts together and they realize something. She's in Pennsylvania. So I mentioned it earlier, there's a family of 8 that's being haunted. These are the Smirls. Crazy last name, that is kind of fun to say. I cannot lie. Say it aloud. It just really has a fun mouth shape. But the Smirls are being haunted by the mirror demon after the grandparents gifted the haunted mirror from the antique shop at the beginning of the movie. Remember, the Warrens never finished that case. But the grandparents got the mirror for Janet as a confirmation gift. Ooh, Catholic girlies, we love to see it. This is, of course, based off of a real life case. The real life Lorraine Warren alleged that the Smirls were being haunted by 4 entities, one being a elderly woman, another being a young violent girl, the third one being a man who died in the same home, and the fourth one just being a generic demon. But in The Conjuring Last Rites, we get a little bit more backstory. There is still an elderly woman, but the young violent girl is now a young wild girl who was sleeping around because she's really just that free. The man was the husband of the woman who was going around the town, and he ended up being an axe murderer, killing the elderly lady, his wife, and then eventually himself. But here's the gimmick girly pops. The mirror demon's present. Oh no. Apparently, this mirror demon is controlling these common household spirits, much like another little demon we know about. Anyone calling The Conjuring 2 up to this stage? Yeah, I'm talking about Valak. Valak can essentially like call upon common household spirits and control them in ways of like achieving whatever it wants to achieve. But the movie is not that smart, unfortunately. Like, we're not getting a callback to one of the most iconic demons. Yeah, makes sense. And like, the mirror demon is just with the children. Like no one else messes with the children except for the mirror demon. And that's like really uncalled for. But like, it just picks up things. Like, it's not like jumping on them like they did in The Conjuring, remember? But I think the most upsetting scare in retrospect has to go to when the dad starts levitating and then the wild woman crawled on top of him and then allegedly essays him. Like, that's traumatic. On top of this, the ghosts are just pushing the elderly down the stairs and being absolute menaces, chasing people around with axes. Like, who are we? But you know who does know? Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're showing up and the press is hounding them. They're like, oh my God, the demonologists are here. Everyone, get the cameras out. Things are about to go down. But Ed and Lorraine are not here for the case. They're just here for their daughter. After pulling the classic, you abandoned me as a child to help other families card, the Warrens are like, okay, I guess we'll stay, whatever. We weren't bad parents. Judy just wants to help the family, and like, I don't think she's in the wrong, but I don't think she has the power to actually help this family out. Like, I think she was really just here to like bait her family to come over and like actually help them out. Judy's like, I am so excited to help you, Mom. Like, tell me what to do. And Lorraine is like, hey, I understand you have psychic powers, but like, you should not fuck with this shit. Like, I'm so sorry. This is not for you. Unfortunately, Judy is tricked by the mirror demon. She is led upstairs into the attic where the mirror is hiding out from the family. Judy then touches the mirror in the same spot where her mom touched it all those years ago. And guess who decides to show up? Guess who shows up to the party? It's Annabelle. She clocked in for her shift and said, I have a job to do. Judy tries to just walk away. She's like, what if I did not see? Again, Judy is tricked to go into another room where Annabelle's just sitting there. And then Annabelle turns around and she's like, hey, what if I grew to a comically large size and chased you down the hallway until you fell down the stairs and hurt your head? Not bonking the head. Night is falling fast and Ed is like, okay, things are going south. We gotta get into the third act. Girls, let's kick it into high gear. So here's the plan. We're gonna take the mirror and push it somewhere else. As they try to move the mirror into a 1970 SS Chevelle El Camino, Tony is possessed by a speed demon and crashes his car. I don't like this man. Lorraine is trying to care for her daughter and like help her not be possessed by the mirror demon, while Ed and this mirror's dad try to move the mirror out of the attic and into the El Camino. Unfortunately, they do end up falling through the roof. Lorraine turns away from her daughter for 2 seconds and she comes back into the room and Judy is possessed. Judy is being an absolute menace as a demon. Not only does she push her mom down the basement stairs and also give her dad a almost fatal heart attack, but she slams a dog against a wall. What did the dog do, Judy? Luckily, Tony is able to open the basement and save Lorraine, and they get up and they're just like, hey, Judy, snap out of it, girl. Like, this is so not oomchella of you. Like, get a grip. And guess what she does? She gets the grip. Now let's get that damn mirror. Oh my god, it's levitating. Ed is trying to perform his 4th unsanctioned exorcism on this mirror, and it is not going well. The mirror has slammed itself upon Tony's leg and is pushing down the hallway, threatening to squash the Warrens like it's some kind of Mario game level. And the whole time, Tony's leg is just like getting scraped to the bone. Quick, Lorraine, remember something. Upon reflection, Lorraine is like, ooh, that was not gentle parenting of me to tell my daughter to repress her psychic powers. That's on me. That's on me, girls. She then tells Judy, who is crawling on all fours, traumatized to the high heavens, that she has to turn around and face her demons, quite literally. All 3 of the Warrens place their hands on the mirror and cast the demon back to hell where it belongs. The mirror then shatters and everyone is saved. Kind of. I mean, Tony's leg is still messed up and the house is absolutely wrecked beyond belief. But no one died? And that's on the power of family. After placing the crackled mirror into the occult museum, Ed is like, wow, I literally had a heart attack that could have ended my life. I think it's time to hang up the cross. And he's like, hey, Tony, what if I saw you as my son and put my dreams and my hopes into you? And you started doing all of the occult stuff. Thoughts? Tony is given the keys to the room, and the legacy of the Warrens will continue. But wait, the wedding! That's right, you guys. At this wedding is where everything comes together. We walk into that church, and you best believe that the families from The Conjuring 1 and 2 are in those seats. Family. You know who's also in the crowd? James Wan. You'll love to see him. You know who's also in the crowd? The real-life Judy and Tony Spira. Yeah. Talk about iconic. At the wedding, Ed and Lorraine are slow dancing, reminiscing about the past few adventures they've been on, and thinking about what the future has in store for them. But luckily, Lorraine's seen a vision. She has some insight thanks to the big guy upstairs. And during this monologue, she's like, I see us teaching the next generation of demonologists. I see us spending great quality time with not only each other, but our grandkids. And I see us living hand in hand until our final days. And it's beautiful. And I don't know why, and I'm doing it now, but like, I started crying during this monologue. The woman that Vera Farmiga is like undeniable. Like, my God, it's so good. And with this monologue, we say goodbye to Ed and Lorraine Warren, and presumably the end of the Conjuring movies. The Conjuring Last Rites. While I did not expect much from this movie, again, The Devil Made Me Do It was garbage. I do think it was better than what I expected, honestly. I think The Conjuring Last Rites has a similar problem that The Devil Made Me Do It has, where it just has this like really hard time balancing the earnestness of the Warrens with the absolute terror of the demon haunting that's going on. Like the push and pull of the dynamics isn't giving us this like nice spectrum of extremity that we're like dancing upon the whole time. Instead, we're like in the middle. It's very like a conservative movie, but like not in like a very Christian way, but like in a conservative entertainment way, to where it doesn't want to take big swings to like make an audience feel like it's too much for them. I just don't think it's scary anymore. And that's like disappointing because like movies like this can be scary. I mean, we saw Weapons. Weapons is scary in a way that makes you excited to engage with the movie. But it's like, I think we ended up forgetting like what makes these movies fantastic, which is that like earnestness. It's that level of care that we develop for these families and for the care that Ed and Lorraine give to these families. Are they neglectful of Judy in all of these movies? Oh my God, yeah. Poor girl. Traumatized. But these movies made a ton of money at the box office. I mean, oh my God, you guys. The Conjuring Last Rites is like the second biggest opening of a horror movie of all time. Like, congratulations. I do want to just shout out Michael Chevs. Like, I know I gave him a lot of like grief in this movie, but I do think he is getting better with each feature that he's taking on. So like, great job building the skills. I would just love to see him experiment a little bit more with one-ers and just like quirky camera movement and fun blocking. And maybe he just needs to experiment outside of possession movies. Maybe that's what's going to really help elevate his craft. But I think that this movie once again hinges on the performance of Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Like, wow. Once again, a knockout performance. I love them. I will die for them. But with all of this said, I'm going to give The Conjuring Last Rites a C+. Is it a movie that is worth watching on the big screen? Sure. Why not? Go for it. But is this the ending that we deserved? No. But this will not be the finale of the CU. I have seen some speculation online that there could be a Mirror Demon movie. I'm also curious to see if Tony and Judy become our like poltergeist baddies. It'd be interesting to see how far into like the present they get, because we're already in like 86, so we're like 40 years in the past and we're catching up. Oh, sorry, I just had a light existential dread hit me. Ooh, aging. Fun. But I would like to know what you thought about this movie. Do you think it's the ending that the Conjuring universe deserves? Did you find it scary? What are you gonna grade this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, leave a like. It really helps out these videos and I greatly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed and you'd like to see my beautiful face and my beautiful takes on movies, you can subscribe down there as well. Don't forget to check me out over on TikTok and Letterboxd. Those links are down below in the description. But until next time, go and support your local movie theaters, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.